That morning, it was just a regular morning. It was a little cool out. Remember waking up, getting ready for work, heard the initial report on conditions, and you could tell, hey, this was a fast-moving fire. You were able to see a column of smoke that I hadn't quite seen before. Normally you have a good fire, it's almost like a cumulus cloud building. This was something completely different. It was an intense black smoke that was kind of sheared off, just laid like a blanket. As you're driving up the hill towards Paradise, you were already starting to get the sense that this is something more. You're hearing the radio traffic that's coming in from sheriff's officers, CAL FIRE. Just listening to the radio traffic from those individuals, you can kind of tell how bad an incident is. Pulling into town of Paradise, it was just a lot of chaos. People are just running up to you going, I don't have a vehicle, what do I do? My house is on fire, what do I do? There was really no playbook for something like this. No training that you would have received to, hey, the town's on fire, nobody can move. It was as black at noon as it would be at midnight with no stars and no moon. And I remember even having to take a picture of it because I said, nobody's gonna believe that it is this dark. Traffic was not moving at all. The major intersections were stopped in every single direction. And then you started to get the fire front coming. So buildings around you started catching on fire from the ember cast. And people had abandoned their vehicles that had been on fire. I was given the order to set up a temporary refuge area, broken Walgreens or forced entry into Walgreens. And we started collecting all these people that were on foot and taking refuge in there. I'm telling the crews, I'm telling the people, trust me, we got you, you're gonna be okay. I had to believe it. We had to lay down glow sticks from the entrance of Walgreens into the school buses so that people could follow a path into the school buses. That's just how dark it was at noon. Hydrants were out, so you're running out of water. You start to run out of your SCBA bottles, which we normally make an interior attack and breathing on it. So we're out of SCBA bottles, out of air. And then you start to get your low engine fuels starting to click on. One of the captains for us would siphon from fuel tanks and just pure ingenuity. He was out gathering garden hoses, just come up with creative ways to do things that none of us were ever trained for. So if we hadn't been able to come up with a way to siphon diesel out of that tank, some of our engines would have ran out of fuel and we probably would have lost the hospital. There was no loss of life at Feather River Hospital, which is the most amazing feat possible. I didn't really grasp it, the magnitude of the town being so far gone. The total loss ended up being roughly around 13,000, almost 14,000 structures that were burned. You just can't get 14,000 engines to come up and put an engine on every single house. It's just not a realistic option. Everything was aligned perfect for a catastrophe fire. The wind was unbelievable that day and that evening. Your fuel moistures were at almost critically low levels. And then in a terrain that has steep slopes that wants to push the fire through. That was made clear to us very early. When they have non-combustible roof materials and they have defensible space, it definitely gives us, as a fire department, a fighting chance.